Hey everyone, welcome to another deeper dive here at New Life at our YouTube channel, New Life CC. I'm Pastor David, the lead pastor here at New Life, and we always do a deeper dive into our message, talking about something that was already shared and go deeper into it, or something that wasn't able to be shared and we want to go into it. So this is kind of a cross between the two, because on Sunday morning I did mention I would talk about this in this week's deeper dive. And what we're going to talk about is the parallels from Gospel of John to the book of Genesis, and the parallels of the Gospel of John with Exodus, just looking at John chapter 1 only, and just a couple of verses there. And so the most notable comparison is with Genesis, especially at the beginning of Genesis chapter 1, verse 1, and John chapter 1, verse 1. They both start in the beginning. So they're both referencing the very same time. What's interesting then is Genesis, in the beginning God created, where then John 1 says in the beginning the Word, and it says the Word existed, the Word was with God, the Word was God. And so even goes in to tell us that the Word, everything was created through the Word. So we see this parallel about the beginning, everything being created. And then in John chapter 1 again, verse 4, it says the Word gave life, and that his life brought light. And why is that important? Because in Genesis 1:3, we see that God created light, and in Genesis 1:20, 1:24, 1:26, then God created life. And so it's awesome to see that in Genesis, God created light and life, and then in John 1, we're seeing that the Word created life, and light was brought to that life from the Word. And so then again, you see light and life parallel. And the third thing is that we see that God walked with man there in Genesis 3:8, right as the first sin was taking place, or after it took place, but he walked in the garden. And then we see in John 1:14 that the Word came to earth as human and dwelt among us, and so walked with us. And we know that Jesus walked on this earth for 33 plus years. And so that's awesome parallels. Well, John 1:14 gives us another parallel, and it's with the book of Exodus, and it's so cool. Let me read John 1:14 for you. It says, "So the Word became human and made his home among us. He was full of unfailing love and faithfulness, and we have seen his glory and the glory of the Father's one and only Son." So first of all, he made his home among us. This is important because that word there is tabernacled. And that might sound familiar to you if you've read anything from the Old Testament, especially the book of Exodus, because in the book of Exodus, they made the tabernacle, and that tabernacle was supposed to represent God's presence with them. And so much that God's presence was with them that whenever a cloud went onto the tabernacle, it said that the glory of the Lord would fill the tabernacle. Or then when they were traveling through the wilderness, the cloud by day and the fire by night represent the glory of God's presence. That's important because in verse 14 it says here that we have seen his glory, the glory of the Father's one and only Son, because he's tabernacling with us. And so that's so powerful to see this idea that Jesus he's basically, we didn't need the tabernacle anymore because he's tabernacling with us. Isn't that an awesome reality there, to see that he has pitched his tent with us? He's with us. Jesus is with us. He came to dwell with us, and then to see his glory just as much as we see the glory in Exodus 33, 18 through 23. And last but not least is Exodus 34, 6 through 7, talks about his unfailing love and his faithfulness to us. And yet we see here in John 1:14 that it's mentioning that Jesus, the Word, was full of unfailing love and faithfulness. And so we get this comparison of an Exodus where when God was walking with us, or God was walking with us in the tabernacle, or God was walking with us in the garden, he's with us now as well because of the Word, because of Jesus. This is a beautiful parallel of the Exodus passages with John 1:14, and a beautiful parallel of John chapter 1 connecting to Genesis 1 and 3. I hope that helps you see a little deeper dive into this first part of Gospel of John. Look forward to jumping into the rest of it with you guys this next Sunday, as we see about who Jesus loves those who bring others to him. All right, guys, we'll see you later.